Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Be sure to check me out over on Rumble. There you'll find all of my stuff from YouTube, plus my political and social commentary and weekly current events, which YouTube frowns on. Links to my Rumble channel, as well as my other YouTube channels, and links to let you order my books are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an unexplained place video on the Isle of Man. I didn't know much about this place until just very recently, and I found a whole bunch of articles that people have written. Get a drink right quick. That people have written about the weird shenanigans that go on there. And I did a video. The reason I looked it up at all was because I did a video on about a U-boat a couple weeks ago. And so, yeah, I started doing a little bit of research, and here we go. The Isle of Man. The Isle of Man is an island of 29,000 square kilometers that is between Ireland and the United Kingdom. But it is not part of Great Britain. It is a strange, strange island. The Isle of Man is a registered UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. So they think it's important for a number of reasons, nature-wise and like that, and that's cool. Got no problem with that. We have to preserve nature, and everybody wants clean air and clean water. There's things on the Isle of Man that don't appear elsewhere, nature-wise. You know, critters and trees and things like that. So, amen. For generations, this island has been a home to smugglers and pirates. There are stories that go back almost 1,000 years about that. So, you know, it is home to some of the most extraordinary archaeological sites in the world. Some of these sites are over 8,000 years old. That's 6,000 years before Christ. One of these sites is the burial site of the Pagan Lady. It's a specific burial site. It's the richest Viking female burial site outside of Scandinavia, and it dates back to 950 AD. So the Vikings were there. The Isle of Man is one of the most prolific UFO hotspots in the world. Given the relative low population of the island, this is compounded into an even more prolific hotspot because if you have an area with 1,000 people in it and they're seeing, you know, twice as many UFOs as in other places, that's cool. But if their area only has 100 people in it, it's the same size area, and they're still seeing that much, that means those people see UFOs quite a bit. I'm just saying. Fewer people, but the same amount of sightings. The Isle is home to the gravesite of Matthew Hassel and his wife. I didn't write his. I want to say his wife's name is Margaret, but don't quote me. Hassel committed suicide back in 1880s. And as they were about to bury him, he gasped and opened his eyes. Fearing that he was a vampire, they drove a wooden stake through his heart before burying him. The grave is dated in the 1880s. They literally have a vampire grave. It's surrounded by chains and you know, steel poles and like that to keep people out or to keep him in, whatever. The point being, they have a vampire gravesite, a registered vampire gravesite there. At one point or another, virtually every inhabited place on the Isle of Man has been reported to be haunted. The reports vary from apparitions to disembodied voices to footprints, footsteps. Phantom pirate ships have been seen offshore. The place is eerie, to say the least. Sea creatures have been reported in the area for thousands of years. Sea monsters, sea serpents, things like that. These range from serpents to dinosaurs to merfolk. I did a video here a while back. In World War I, a German submarine, U-boat 85, had a run-in with what can only be described as a prehistoric amphibious dinosaur. Check out my video on U-boat 85. The Isle of Man is reportedly the home of fairies. If you walk in the woods on that isle, be sure to greet them aloud and respectfully ask permission to traverse their woods, or they may pay you a visit. That's the local folklore. Any way you want to look at it, the Isle of Man has a long and storied past, may very well be a paranormal crossroads of sorts. I would very much love to visit that place. I'm a huge fan of the paranormal. I would love to see a ferry. I would love to see UFOs there. I would love to see a sea monster in the ocean off, from the shore, of course. I don't do boats. I can't swim very well. But my point is, I would love to visit that place. If you've not seen the scenery, the pictures of the place, it is absolutely gorgeous. That place is beautiful. I would love to visit it. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. We elect cookie-cutter politicians every single election cycle. Yes men who maintain the status quo and do just enough to make us believe the system still works. Imagine, if you will, a president who actually tries to fix things. If you like action, political intrigue, and a righteous crusade, check out my political thriller, The Righteous President.